if they're in the Power Racing Series. We're going to have some fantastic racing for you right now. This is the Power Racing Series. If you guys don't know what we do is we take these ride-on kids' toys, these little plastic things, you buy your kids, they race them around the driveway for about a year or two. They grow out of them, they kill the batteries, and then we take them off your hands because you put them up on Craigslist, or worse, you throw them out. And we turn these things into lean, mean racing machines. Something so much bigger, badder, stronger than before. We take these kids' cars and turn them into real race cars. And we do it for all less than $500. That's right, for the price of a new Power Wheel. You can take an old one and turn it into a race car for adults. Because all of our participants here are merely kids at heart. We've got students, high school, college. We've got hacker spaces, maker spaces, people live from their garage. We've got real engineers, fungineers, pretengineers, artists who don't know any better, all building these cars for less than $500. All of them 48 volts or less, and limited by a fuse to just 2 horsepower, because all these cars are all electric. And now I can hear you saying to yourself, 2 horsepower? My car's got 100 times that. I've got a 400-foot track here, and those 2 little horsepower pack a mean punch when your car weighs next to nothing. They're going to be screaming around our track here today right now, as they've been screaming across the country, because we race these things from coast to coast. We started our season at the Bay Area Mega Fair and have been slowly moving across the country, hitting Kansas City, Detroit, and Fort Wayne. We'll be moving on to Milwaukee, to Nashville, and Orlando. But right now we're here in New York City, and we're gonna have an endurance race right now. An endurance race, 75 minutes. These cars are gonna race around our track. 75 minutes. It'll be a grueling pace. You may have seen we had a bit of a relay race this morning. Some cars struggled to complete 3 laps. Let's see how they can do it for 75 minutes now. 75 minutes around our track, racing for those championship points and racing for your hearts. And what do I mean by that? I mean Moxie. Hey, Moxie board guy, lift up that Moxie board. Over there is a board. And on that board, every single car has a button. And all those button presses go towards the championship. All those button presses turn into race points. So that means our champion will be a car that may not be the fastest, but it was definitely the most awesome. So anytime a car does something that you like, maybe it's because they do a hot lap. Maybe it's because they crash and burn. They spin out and flip over. Maybe they're giving out high fives and candy. Whatever it is, whatever floats your boat, you give them your vote. And you can vote for as many cars and as often as you like. We call it Chicago-style voting. That board's going to be going around the entire track for the entire time, because we've got fast cars racing for the championship. We've got a leader right now. The pink Camaro, the fastest car, is leading in the points. The pink Camaro, you know this is an endurance race, not a drag race, right? All right. The pink Camaro is leading in the points, but hot on his tail is the one with the big mane here, is the unicorn card. The unicorn card breathing fire down his neck, trying to steal the championship away from him. It'll be a tight race. 75 minutes these cars go around our track, and every 15 minutes a horn will go off. It is a mandatory driver change. And if you don't have a spare driver, which some people do not, it is a mandatory costume change. Because if you look like a different person, you're a different person to me. 75 minutes this will go for around our track. Historically, only half of this field will make it. It'll be a race of attrition for 75 minutes. Jim, tell me about some of these cars.
Patrick, yes, this is round 5, New York World Maker Fair. We've raced since 2009. First year we were here in 2012, and the championship is tight. Leading the points right now is the pink Camaro, but remember, out of the 9 rounds contested in a year, the best 2 points count towards the title. And because of Unicorn Kart's strong running in Detroit Maker Fair, they are now capitalized to take over for points lead with your Moxie votes. But Pink Camaro has won 2 races so far. They are going for a hat trick, and everything is on the line as they fight all season long to try to win this title. And between these 2 cars, oh, it's not even over yet. Because last year, the 2017 championship, Milwaukee Makerspace, are also fighting for those Moxie points. Their heroic 2017 win in the Kansas City Sprint race put them at the top, and Unicorn Kart's endurance race also put them at the top. So your Moxie votes really matter, because race points and your votes is the only way to be crowned Power Racing Series champion. And the endurance race, it is the hardest one to win. 75 painful minutes on a tiny car where your neck is gonna hurt and your knees will give out. But at the end, only glory. And only one of these cars can taste it. So Patrick, why don't we start getting ready for these karts? So, New York, are you ready to race? All right. I have to say, I really love the New York crowd. They are very excitable. Absolutely love this crowd. Such an excitable, joyful crowd. I like the chance we get sometimes. Yeah, 17 cars. We started this weekend with 22 entries. 5 have already ended their weekend. One of them, a group of university students, could not race today because they have an exam on Monday. And they are just studying. They have a 6-hour drive back. So the fact that the audience just booed studying for an exam, that's pretty great. All right, Patrick, not much further to do. Why don't we do that warm-up lap? Everyone wave at these cars one more time. The warm-up lap begins.
Take a good look at these cars, because this is as good as they look all weekend.
Making sure those transponders are working and the timing is timing away. Making noises are early on. Remember, this endurance race, not easy to do. To be perfectly honest, to run this race, the Myers team, MIT represent. Now they're lining up to the grid. Last cars filing in. All right, last car is getting Boba Fett Vet, getting some high fives from the crowd. Lots of high fives will be dispersed. Unicorn Kart making its way to the grid. Remember those Moxie votes. They matter quite a bit. Pink Camaro versus the Unicorn. All right, Patrick, I will turn it over to you.
All righty, here we go. Drivers, prepare to race. May everyone's help counting down here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go, Power Racing, Mega Fair New York World. Pink Camaro. Electric Kool-Aid, absolute Unicorn Kart. Already made up one. Not mistaken, that's lost the chain.
Oh, chain off for the invisible jet, pulled over to the side already very early on for this.
This is the one kind of place where something is off the chain. It is not a good thing.
No, that's
it
not
is
good
very
at all.
bad.
Not good at all.
Not that hard.
Meanwhile, we've seen some movement from Boba Fett up to 10th place from last. Already in just a couple of laps. A fantastic move by Boba Fett. Oh, really sliding its way through.
That was a tight pass there.
Very tight pass by Pink Camaro looking for Moxie.
On turn 8 there, just before the start-finish line, there's a lot of tree roots coming up from underground.
Yeah,
making the asphalt very bumpy.
Yeah,
if you are afraid to shoot up that corner, you're in for a hard hit. But you can try
The trees.
These turns are very strong. They'll run this hot rod, no problem. Oh, and the invisible jet slowly. Invisible jet now pulling off to the side. Looks like our first caution for the day as invisible jet pulls over again. Very quick caution. Excellent work by the track marshals to get invisible jet out of the way. Are You Greasy is right on top of Pink Camaro. That's the first and second place, folks. That is a battle for the lead. Are You Greasy yesterday had a tremendous sprint race, really dicing its way through the lap traffic, and it's doing just the same in this first round. Look at Pink Camaro go, and then Are You Greasy hot on the heels. Certainly looks like Princess Bubblegum's got a lot of work cut out. That's a sentence you don't get to say often. All right, so the left traffic. Are You Greasy's gonna have a look. A greasy look on the outside. The door is slammed by the leader. A good move high on the inside, but that apex ready for the switcheroo. Are You Greasy doesn't have enough momentum to do the outside change. So they have to keep it again. Set up once more. On the inside! Are You Greasy for the lead? Beautiful overtake right through the traffic. That looked like Schumacher at Spa 98. That was amazing.
Pink Camaro's still hot on the tail.
Pink Camaro's not going to give up this lead. They need the points as much. They need the Moxie votes. They need the race points. And we know how ruthless Princess Bubblegum can be. Oh, on the inside! Are You Greasy loose? Battle on the outside! He's trying to close and pinch in the line. He has the racing line.
Overtaking again.
I love the New York crowd.
Wow, amazing battle. And RU is having another look on the inside. Pink Camaro, Are You Greasy, back and forth. Tremendous stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Only the master. Good thing you have a hat.
Are You Greasy?
Are You Greasy? One more time through that traffic. Masterful moves all the way through that lap traffic. Rhombus getting high fives. Bouvette a little bit on that. Perfect pinch all the way through. Truly reading the lines. Amazing work by Rutgers. The Pink Camaro now realizing the threat that is Are You Greasy is now really putting the metal down. Electric Kool-Aid, by the way, Miters, because Rutgers ain't the only university here. Miters in third. Apologizing nicely to Boba Fett, a little bit of a bump. Very polite work, these drivers, trying to look out for each other.
Going this way? You're going to go up that way. Right, pick it up.
It's getting a little bit rambunctious on that final turn into the short chute. Trying to keep it together. A little bit of a rough run of Smoothie. Unfortunately, Are You Greasy collected together. Smoothie. That could be a tie rod, something. That is the wall middle. Middle good. Pro shopping cart and go back out there.